Welcome, Seekers! You have made it to the Tarot Magicians channel. My name is Ricky, and today I bring you another Pick a Card tarot reading. Now, this is an urgent message for you, Seekers. An urgent message that you need to hear right now. So we're going to go ahead and delve into it. We're going to unlock some very important doors in your life so that you can move forward. Now, before we get started, I do want to remind you, Seekers, to please subscribe to this channel. I will be creating many more Pick a Card tarot readings just like this one, so please subscribe, hit the notification bell, give this video a like as well, and don't forget, if you would like to book a private reading with me, you'd have to go through my Etsy store. That Etsy link is in the description below. I've worked with many people before, and I've enjoyed every minute, every moment of it. So if you want to book a private reading, we do have some seats available, so take advantage of that. Now, in front of you, Seekers, you have three groups. You have three doors. This is group number 1, this is group number 2, and this is group number 3. I want you to take a moment and select the door that calls to you the most. Select the door that you want to go through. Like, this can be one door, it can be 2 doors. You might want to go through all 3 doors. That's fine. But whatever door calls to you, I want you to select that door right now. The timestamps are going to be in the description below. Welcome, group number 1. Welcome. All right. So, group number 1, before we get started, I want to remind you to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. Also, give this video a like. And if you want to book a private reading, you can go ahead and do that through my Etsy store. The link to that Etsy store is down below for those private readings. Thank you. Now, you picked a very interesting door. This is it's like a castle, and there's the full moon, so it's just beautiful, right? So you picked a pretty beautiful big door. Let's see what's behind this door, the message behind it. Draw down the moon. The forest nymphs dance in sheer delight, singing soft songs. Find us in the wild. Good night. Oh my. So draw down the moon, the forest nymphs dance in the sheer delight, singing soft songs. Find us in the wild good night. My. All right. Now, what we have here is one of the newer Oracle decks. This is Through the Eyes of the Soul. Here is the box, tar box. So, came out not too long ago, Through the Eyes of the Soul. We're going to go ahead and reveal what your card is. Let's take a look. Okay. Oh my. All right. So you've got here a card that's pretty much telling you to run wild for a while. Interesting card. Very interesting. Run wild for a while. And you've got essentially this this woman who just, you can tell she's right now going through this kind of wild phase. You know, you can tell that she's been out in the woods. She's made some friends that are wolves, and so there's this sense of me right now. I'm working on me. I'm doing my own thing, but also, you know, I'm being wild. I'm almost being rebellious. I'm trying to be one with, I would say, nature. The fact that you've got here, draw down the moon, you've got wolf symbolism. There's a sense of complete transformation. There's a sense of letting that internal beast out for a little bit. I believe that we all have inside of us this desire to just express ourselves. This can be, you know, in many ways. You know, you can express yourself in a loving way. You can express yourself in a more dynamic way. But I feel that there's a part of you that's trying to come out. There's a part of you that has been maybe repressed and now wants to come out in a very kind of dynamic way. And this is that inner beast inside of you that just wants to have fun, wants to have some adventure, wants to have a good night. And for some reason, you haven't been feeding that part of you. And so it's coming out. You need to start having a bit more of this kind of wild energy. You're being asked to sing, you're being asked to dance, you're being asked to stop being so serious about things. And these two cards are lining up just beautifully. I mean, perfectly. So the first message essentially is from the forest nymphs that are telling you to draw down the moon by dancing in sheer delight, sing soft songs, and find us in the wild. Good night, right? So then you have here, run wild for a while. So in order for you to go and find the magic, in order for you to be able to connect with the nymphs, which are these magical creatures, and essentially it's a representation of you actually finding that magic and that magic becoming a part of you, you have to be able to run wild towards it. You have to be able to find those nymphs in that wild forest. But you're not going to find them unless you yourself become this wild creature, unless you unleash that wildness inside of you. And so how can we put that into practice in our normal lives? Maybe some of you have been indoors for just way too long, right? It's time to get out. It's time to see something. It's time to be a little more adventurous. It's time to start traveling. It's time to start doing things. Even though it feels like this is against the curve. This is what people are not doing. This is what other people out there are telling me not to do, because we have to follow this kind of hidden mentality where we have to kind of stay and be obedient to this kind of, I would say, maybe ideology or idea. And so you become maybe a bit of an indoorsy kind of person, and you don't go out, you don't want to, even though there's a desire to do it, even though inside of you you've grown maybe a bit depressed, maybe you're having trouble getting out of bed, perhaps you're having trouble just getting motivated for things. It's time for you to start going back to what you did before. It's time to start having a little more adventure, because a lot of you have lost some magic. All right, you're losing magic. Your vibrations are coming down. You're losing some of that magic and that true power that's inside of you. And that's because you've given your power away to an ideology, maybe. Perhaps a lot of you just believe that you have to stay indoors. Maybe some of you just believe that this is the right thing to do. You've convinced yourself pretty heavily. And so it's not the right thing to do for you right now. You've reached a place of just unbalancing. Now, that is for some of you. Obviously, this reading, take what resonates, leave the rest. That's not for all of you. For others, this can be an idea that you're trying to bring into existence. And so perhaps in your career, you've become a little too, I would say, closed off. Maybe you don't want to do things a little messy. You want to do things exactly. Maybe there's this energy of perfectionist, right? And this energy of perfectionist is kind of hindering you at the moment. So you're being asked to step out of that. You're being asked to be a little wild, to play for a little bit, to have fun with ideas, to, entertain the different things that perhaps you're going to excel you or take you to a position where you're going to be able to have something that you didn't have before, success in your career, success in your entrepreneurship ventures. So you're being asked to perhaps explore that wild side of you in the attempts of reaching a place of fulfillment and magic and power. All right, so let's go ahead and throw some tarot. Since we're doing an urgent message reading, we're just going to go ahead and use the Wizard's Tarot. For some reason, this tarot deck has been calling to me for a while. Also, the Heaven and Earth Tarot deck. I'm going to use both in this reading. So we're going to go ahead and throw 4 cards and 2 of the Heaven and Earth Tarot cards. And we're just going to see exactly what is on the other side of this. What other messages? What else must you let go of? What else must you pick up? Let's take a look. All right, so interesting cards here, I would say. Very interesting cards. So we'll start with the Seven of Swords. And so the Seven of Swords is a card of, I would say, a thief. This is the person that's trying to get away with something. This is the person that's trying to get away with perhaps speaking a certain way, being a certain way. This is the person that's trying to get away by just any means necessary, right? And perhaps there's some kind of like dark energy here. The fact that it's reversed tells me that perhaps there's this energy of like, you know, this repressed kind of energy where you've been listening to other people's ideas and words, and perhaps you've been giving your power away to some kind of, I would say, thought process. And so that thought process, whatever it is not a very good foundation for you and your life personally. So you have to examine what you believe and why you are believing at this moment. What has kept you from unleashing this wildness? What has kept you from moving forward with authority? What has kept you from being able to manifest greatness? And so you have to be able to ask yourself these things. Why is it that you are at this moment seeking for these forest nymphs instead of already reaching those forest nymphs and already having that magic and feeling it right inside, feeling like you're capable of anything, feeling like the world is going to yield at your desires? And so the fact that we've got the Emperor reversed, there's an indication here of foundations that have not been built, or foundations that you're standing on that will not be very good in the future. It's like these foundations that you're standing on, these ideas, these ideologies, they're not good. They're going to crumble and fall. And so you need to examine, what do you believe in your life right now? What has gripped you? What ideology has overtaken you that you are just putting all of your money, all of your mental energy, all of your power into? Because this ideology, this idea is based on a lie, and it's based on some kind of radicalization of society. And so it's important to examine, why is it that you believe so much in this? And understand that with the Emperor reversed, with the Seven of Swords reversed, what you essentially have is a society or an idea or an ideology that has been talked about and repeated time and time again, romanticized by people. The people are the Seven of Swords, right? These are the people that have taken all of these books, have read these books, they've learned from these books, but the fact that it's reversed tells me that they've picked up the wrong message from these books. Perhaps there's a lack of history, a lack of understanding of how things actually work in life and society. And so for some reason, you're following some kind of ideology that's not going to serve you well in the long run. And so I feel that you, group number one, you are going to bring about some kind of very prosperous energy into this world. And in order for you to just fully manifest that prosperity in your life and for this world that we live in now, you have to let go of something. You have to release yourself. You have to release that internal beast that says, you have to follow your own compass. You have to follow your own experience. These are not your experiences. You're walking in this revelation that's not yours. Somebody told you to feel this way, and so you feel this way because someone is telling you to feel this way. So what have you actually experienced? Because that's the only way that you can live your life. You can't live your life based on what someone else tells you. You have to live your life based on experience. And so what has your experience been? What have you actually felt in your life? And so the fact that you have the Emperor here reversed tells me that this change needs to happen. If not, you're not going to have the proper foundation to stand on. And it's going to come crumbling down at some point, and you're going to come down with it. And so what's going to end up happening, I'm not saying that this is going to destroy you, but what I am saying is that it's going to set you back. And now you're going to have to then try and find this new identity and this new ideology, and you're going to have to try and put the pieces together of what went wrong and why. And I feel like your career will suffer, your relationships will suffer, which brings me to my next point. We've got here now the Ten of Pentacles reversed, and we've got the Lovers upright. So there's a sense here of the family unit being destroyed. So whatever this ideology that you've kind of like adapted or you believe to be true, in a way, this idea that's not based on anything but just what society and what people are telling you is right, is going to lead towards the demise of your family. It's going to lead towards the wealth of your family dwindling. It's going to lead towards the prosperity of your family coming to a complete end. So this can be, perhaps you disagree with a family member. Maybe some of you have been radicalized by some kind of idea, and you're trying to radicalize other people, and it's gotten to the point where it's a little too much. So now you have to kind of, pull back. Or, some of you don't even want to pull back. Some of you are actually so radicalized by this idea that you keep pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing. And it's almost like if it'll get to the point where the rubber band is going to snap. And so your family is going to end up suffering for this. Your family, even like I feel like even like your heritage, just something about you and your family, your future friends, all of the people that you have around you, they're slowly going to start walking away from you. So if you've been radicalized by any idea, group number one, if you feel like this is it, this is the right way right here, and someone else is just terrible for not believing in this. If you truly believe this, it's time to examine why and how have you become so radicalized? What have you been reading? What has been essentially pushed towards you? And always remember, if it's not a part of your experience, if you yourself haven't lived it yourself, then you're living a lie. Everything else is just a lie. And this lie will seep into the most important areas of your life. And that is essentially the message here. So it's important for you to liberate yourself from anything that has perhaps gripped you and has you in this kind of like depressive state, because I do see some form of, like, I would say, just depression, anxiety. There's a sense of sorrow, just being upset, and you don't understand why. And perhaps you're thinking that the reason why is because of this idea that I have. The reason why is because this is such a terrible place, or society is so terrible, or you believe this to the point that it's left you feeling depleted and feeling like you need to, in some way, somehow, be even more of a radical. And so it's not going to serve you well, group number one. It's time to let go of this. Whatever this is, it could be anything. You pick any which philosophy or ideologies we have today. There's hundreds of them, right? Probably thousands. And so you've become, I would say, a bit repressed. And you need to start expressing yourself a little more. You need to start living based on your experience. That's what the cards are trying to tell you here. And so it starts with love. The solution here is the Lover's card. The Lover's card is just the most beautiful card because it's a symbol of spirit. It's a symbol of togetherness. It's a symbol of coming together. You have here two people coming in holy matrimony, and it's almost like if their beauty and their union is going to bring about some kind of very, very, very powerful change in the world, because Spirit is right in the middle of this. There's a magic with this love and this union. And so this love is for everyone, right? This love is for everything. So if you're perhaps, and again, take what resonates, leave the rest. I feel that a lot of people pick group number one. So I'm seeing some different storylines develop for some people. But ultimately, the true message here is to view everything with love. So every single idea that has been birthed, every single way of thinking, philosophy, it stems from something. And so you have to examine that, right? And you have to fall in love with that idea, every single idea. There's good and there's bad in everything. And so the message here is to not become radicalized to the point that you belong to a group, but instead be an individual. Think for yourself. Think for what it is. Who are you? What are your experiences, right? What do you know? What have you lived? What footsteps have you essentially taken, right? Or what footsteps have you walked in to come to this conclusion in your life? So examine that. Ultimately, there's a part of you that you need to let out. You need to just let run wild. And so this might be the side that starts questioning things. This is probably the side of you that says, why though? Right? I think a lot of us have just kind of turned that part of our brain completely off, and we're not even asking any questions. We're just like accepting this because everyone else is saying it, so it must be true. And so that rebellious, wild side of you might be the side that says, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. What? Why? Really? Why? It doesn't even matter. It may sound pretty. The story might sound gorgeous. But why? Why? Why is it that you believe this? Why is this good for society? And most importantly, why is this good for me? Because I'm an individual, I'm a part of society. Why is it good for me? And so it's important to start asking that question and view everything with love. Love is the foundation. Like that's the first layer of this foundation that the cards are telling you to build. So you must view everyone and everything with love. Even though you might disagree completely with someone else, it's important for you to see their side and even understand their side better than you understand your side. If not, then, you have no business hating on anyone because you don't understand their side. You haven't done the research. You don't know the history. So it's important to always approach every single interaction, every single relationship with people with love. If not, your family will suffer, your friends will suffer, your net worth, tangible assets will suffer, right? Like your future will essentially be impacted in just every area, career, love, finances, every area. And so examine that. Ask yourself these questions. All right, so let's go ahead and throw some oracle cards. Let's take a look and see what messages we get. We're going to start one of the newer little mini cards. The Wishcraft. Let's see the Wishcraft. Let's see some positive affirmations from the Wishcraft. Whip. Let's take a look and see. This is one of the newer decks. All right. So you've got here your first card. This is the image. They come with a little image in the back. So this is the image attached to your card. And the message is, look at that. My wishes matter. My wishes matter. Interesting. So, essentially what that card is telling you is that you have a desire, you have a wish. And they do matter. They definitely matter. And so how are you going to be able to make that a reality, right? How are you going to bring people to the table so that they can hear you out and understand you, right? So the first key is love them, right? Comprehend why they're saying what they're saying. There's definitely something to be had there. All right, so let's go ahead and reveal the next deck. This is from the Moon Magic. I love these little mini cards, by the way. This is from the Moon Magic. We're going to go ahead and reveal your Moon Magic card. We're going to shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Here we are. So this one also has a piece of artwork attached to it. So this is your artwork for this card. And the message is, I am open and responsive to the abundance of the universe. Boom, 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 boom. All right. So some keywords there, right? I am open. I am open. So the question to ask there, it's like, where have I become closed off in my life, right? Where have I become so closed off where I don't even want to hear a different idea or ideology, right? So where are you closed off? Because you need to be open to everything. If you're not open to everything, then it's impossible for you to be able to receive the abundance that the universe has to offer, because the universe isn't just a little piece of this. The universe is the totality of this experience. And so it's important for you to understand the totality of the human experience. So in what areas have you become so closed off that you have not become responsive to it at all, completely? It's like you've just made up your mind about something. You know what you know, and no one is going to change your mind. So where have you become closed off? You have to open that door. You have to open that door, because if not, you are going to miss out. All right, you are going to miss out is what these cards are telling you. All right, so let's go ahead and see what the Forest Fae have to deliver to you. So this is from the Nadia Turner Forest Faye mini cards. These are probably my favorite. I love these cards. So let's go ahead and open them, and let's see what messages we get from the Forest Faye. And I feel that there's going to be a very strong message here, because, you know, the cards started out by telling you to go into the forest to find the nymphs, right? And now we've got the little fays that are going to kind of help you along the way. So this message is definitely going to be powerful. Let's take a look and see what we got. I'm going to throw two. I'm going to throw two cards. All right, so we've got the cards. First one is Walker on the Wind. Oh, boy. Okay. So, Walker on the Wind. Interesting. So let's go ahead and read it. These cards always have trouble focusing. The message here is, the raven shows the way. Be courageous. Change and chance can bring exciting wonders. My goodness. All right. So the message is now kind of exemplified here, right? And you've got, it's funny because that raven holds a key. We were just talking about opening up doors, opening up just this opportunity or this sense of just, you know, responsiveness to opportunity and possibilities. So we've got here now a raven with a key, the nymph riding in the back. And essentially what you're being told here is that if you are able to kind of change your mind about something, if you're able to kind of adapt what we've spoken about here today, which is an energy of love for different thought processes or ideologies or way of doing things, if you're able to kind of see all sides and be in balance with everything and have a very centered approach, not a radicalized approach to life, you're going to be able to find some kind of exciting wonder. So, you know, you've got the promise here of the forest face telling you to dance, have fun, cool off, you know, don't take it too seriously. You're being told to reach into that kind of wild side of you that questions things and seeks to learn things and is an individual instead of this kind of group. And now, you know, the raven is just kind of taking you down this path, right? This raven is taking you down this path of change. You've got this crescent moon. So there's definitely a message here, a very strong message. Let's see what the next card is. Oh, wow. My goodness. You've got the old one. The old one. The ancestors call. Seek their wisdom. My, oh, my. So we've got a message here from your ancestors, right? We have got a message from your ancestors. And so that message is one of change. And that message is one of, listen, perhaps there's an idea that has completely taken a hold of you. Let me move the board. There we go. An idea has taken a hold of you, and it's time to examine what has taken a hold of you, because whatever ideology and whatever you believe essentially has power over you. So what have you been picking up on with people? What have people been telling you? What have people been kind of circulating and talking about that you've believed, and you don't even question it, because it's like you want to be a part of these people's lives because they're so cool, or they're just, you know, they're just people that you want to associate with, right? You maybe you fear being lonely, and so you've adapted to this kind of philosophy, and you shut off your ability to maybe think critically. And so your ancestors are starting to tell you it's time for you to start thinking critically, be an individual, because this is where your ideas are going to come from. This is where your leadership skills are going to come from. This is where your greatness, your glory is going to come from. It's going to come from you being a leader of your life, an individual walking based on the experiences that you've experienced, and making decisions for yourself instead of letting some kind of group make it for you. So that's kind of what I feel that this reading is leading towards. So ask yourself these questions, right? Where have you become radicalized? Why do you believe what you believe? Don't let people just make up your mind for you, right? Sometimes people exaggerate just to try and sell you something. Sometimes their experiences aren't true. So all you can do is live based on your own experiences. Very powerful message there. All right, let's go ahead and keep these little minis going. We're going to throw two more mini cards. This is from the Whispering Woods. Let's see what the Whispering Woods wants to whisper to us. Caution. Oh boy. Okay. So you've got the caution card. All right. And you're being told to tread softly so as not to disturb the woodland floors. So yeah, I mean, some of you might be a part of some kind of like group or something. I feel like maybe some of you might be a part of, or you might believe this so much, and you've believed this way of you've believed this way of thinking so much. You've kind of lived it. You know, maybe you've even donated to a cause, or you really believe this. All right, you really believe this, and maybe some of you are still watching this, and perhaps you're thinking, okay, I'm like, this guy, what's wrong with him, right? Like, how dare he, right? How dare he tell me that my ideology is wrong, right? And so that's why we've got this caution. And so if you right now at this moment are feeling a bit judged or angered by what I am saying, it's important for you to look and reflect why that is. Remember, whatever triggers you, whatever you feel it's like, oh, okay, that is hurting me. That is somehow like, it's hurting my identity. I don't feel positive right now. I feel negative. It's important for you to examine why that is. Because essentially what your unconscious mind is telling you is there's truth to that. There's truth there. So examine it very, very closely. All right. Okay, so let's go ahead and select the star seeds. We're gonna go ahead and throw one star seeds card. This is, I guess, for all my star seeds out there, my light workers. We're gonna keep this going with the minis. You know I love the mini cards, seekers. You guys know I love these mini cards. I can't put them down. So signs. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay. I'm putting the cards away. All right. So signs. The message here is: the universe has been gently nudging you forward by revealing to you signs and synchronicities. Bam, bam. So that's big right there, right? You've got it right next to the old one. The ancestors are calling. So you've been given some insight, but you have some way, somehow, you've been kind of putting things off. It's like you don't really listen. You haven't been listening. You've been seeing the synchronicities. You've been noticing it. But you kind of like take them and you put it into this kind of bin in your head that's like, okay, that's not for me. I'm noticing it, but that's like, that's the dark side of things, right? That's not for me. That message is not for me. Every message that you hear, everything that you see, everything that you experience is a direct message to you. And it's actually coming from your ancestors. So seek these synchronicities out. Examine them further. Why are you dreaming what you're dreaming? Why are you seeing the numbers that you're seeing? Why do you keep on getting the same kind of little message in the same readings? Why are you triggered by certain things all the time? Examine these things. Ask yourself these questions. I feel that a lot of you, like I said, that wildness of asking questions and really getting to the bottom of it, right? You've thrown that out. You don't need to hear anything. You just want to be a part of this. No, it's time to start examining why you feel what you feel. All right? And this is your urgent message. This is definitely something that needs to happen. Let's go ahead and throw a gratitude oracle card. Let me show you the artwork. Oh boy, the box fell. No. All right, so I'm going to show you the box. Here we go. This is the Gratitude Oracle deck. We're going to throw just one card. This is by Angela Hartfield. It's one of the newer Oracle cards. So let's go ahead and shuffle. Commitment. All right. So you've got here the commitment card, number 28. Examine your commitments. Examine what you are essentially committing to, what you would like to commit to. Commitments are important. All right, so let's go ahead and throw another card since I mentioned dreams, for some reason I saw some of you seekers dreaming. We're going to go ahead and throw a card from the Shaman's Oracle. I'll show you the box. I've been showing the boxes. I don't know why. I just feel intuitively to show you guys so that you can know exactly where the messages are coming from. This is from the Shaman's Dream Oracle deck. Let's go ahead and just throw one card. And let's see. What have you guys been dreaming of? Spirit of the River. Oh, wow. Movement towards adventure. Oof. All right, so this is the last card, and it's a beautiful close, right? Spirit of the River, movement towards adventure. So what your dreams are trying to reveal to you, group number one, what your visions, just what you are maybe daydreaming about, what they are trying to really tell you is that it's time to be adventurous. It's time to step out of the mold. It's time to start experiencing life in a different way. So adventure beckons. Adventure is calling to you. It's important for you to really just, get this energy of adventure, and just surround yourself with it. So perhaps this adventure can mean, for some of you, it means actual travel, going places, experiencing new things. For others, it can be reading something new, reading something that perhaps you're triggered by, or just maybe examining this other side, or doing something that you normally don't do. Right? That's the spirit of adventure. Right? If you feel that fear when you come to this, it's like, oh my God, so that's a little scary. Then go ahead and step into it. That's a new experience. That's adventure. So let's go ahead and take a look and see what the Heaven and Earth Tarot deck have to reveal to us. I'm just going to throw two, actually. I forgot that I said I was going to use these tarot decks, and I haven't. So let's see what the cards want you to do. All right, so to close off the reading, we've got the Knight of Wands, right? We keep on getting this energy of adventure. So, we're going to go ahead and close this reading off by pretty much talking about that adventure. And so a lot of you have become just extremely, extremely closed off to adventure. You've become a bit unwanting or unyielding. And so that's why you've got essentially here the Ten of Swords, right? It's like, and it's the Ten of Swords reversed. So you've got essentially this like energy of, I'm not changing. I'm not gonna do it. I'm just gonna remain where I am. And I'm just going to stay here, and it's going to be fine. But you're risking these swords piercing you, and unfortunately they're going to pierce you if you don't change, if you don't move, if you don't try something new, if you don't create a new foundation for yourself immediately. You risk being this man and having those swords pierced in your back. You risk missing out on some adventures in your life, and that's not good. So you have to adapt an energy of the Knight of Wands. Move forward. Move forward with authority. Move forward with desire. Move forward with your plans. Bring this energy of just manifestation. What is it that you want? But it takes action. It takes a decision. You have to act on it. You have to make the decision. You have to go with it. Run with it. All right? So that is what I see here. Group number one, thank you so much for watching. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. Do not forget to give me a like for the video as well. Also, if you're interested in your own private reading, you're going to have to go through my Etsy store. The link to the Etsy store is going to be in the description below. I've worked with many seekers. It's been extremely, extremely fun just revealing. I've received so far a 5-star rating. And I've got hundreds of reviews, so I'm just very happy for that. I'm happy that you seekers have enjoyed those readings. The messages obviously are tailored to you. That's the benefit of a private reading. You don't have to take what resonates, leave the rest. The messages are tailored to you. So if you are interested in a private reading, go to my Etsy store. I'm looking forward to working with you seekers one-on-one. Don't forget to leave a comment down below. Don't forget to let me know what other ideas or just, what would you like to see in this channel is essentially what I'm looking for. Any pick a card ideas, I really, really, really want to hear them. So let me know down below in the comments section. I want to thank you seekers so much. I hope you have a wonderful day or night wherever you seekers are. I love every single one of you. I read every single one of your comments. Thank you so much for your beautiful words. Bye-bye. Welcome, group number 2. Welcome. All right. So before we get started, group number 2, I want to remind you to subscribe to this channel. I will be creating many more pick a card tarot readings just like this one. So subscribe. Don't forget to give the video a like. And also, if you're interested in booking a private reading with me, you will have to go through my Etsy store. The link to that Etsy store is in the description below to book a private reading. So thank you, seekers. Let's go ahead and get started. in front of you, you have two oracle cards. You've got a card from the Divine Doors, and you've got one from the Through the Eyes of the Soul. This is the box. I've been showing you Seekers the box, so you know exactly where your readings are coming from. So, Through the Eyes of the Soul. This is a brand new tarot, or not tarot, but oracle deck. Now, this is the door that you picked. Interesting door, beautiful. You've got a woman just being happy, joyous, and you've got the energy of the sun here, right? So beautiful, beautiful energy. Let's go ahead and take a look and see what we have. We've got yes, okay? The message here is yes. Kiss the ground and touch the sky. Your soul is set now to leap and to fly. Ooh, interesting. Very interesting. The message behind the eyes of the soul. We have your, look at this. We have your destiny, okay? Or weave your destiny. Weave your destiny. And you have this almost like a high priestess kind of energy here, and essentially you're being told to create your existence, right? And to create your destiny, to make it happen somehow. Weave it out, create it. Beautiful blue. So let's go ahead and examine these two cards. You know, you've got here a yes, right? Kiss the ground and touch the sky. Your soul is set now to leap and to fly. Weave your destiny. So it's like you have this message here that's telling you to take off. It's telling you to become something different. It's telling you, for some of you, that, hey, you have an idea, you have an ambition, you have something that you've been wanting to accomplish. And you want this. You see it in your mind's eye. You've desired it. You've romanticized this idea. And so now it's time to make it happen, right? So you're being asked, it's like a 1-2 puncher between these two cards, right? You're being told, yes, that is perfect. That is fine. Go ahead and touch the skies, right? Your soul is set right now to leap and to fly. So you're being told, like, go ahead and do it. You've got the right idea. And then that second punch is weave your destiny. So now it's like this kind of call to action. You're being asked to take that next step, but to actually take it, to walk, to do it, walk, run, whatever you need to do to make this dream a reality. It needs to happen now. And so, you know, this message is for those that have maybe become a bit lethargic, or maybe lethargic is not the right word, but you've become a bit hesitant, and you've also maybe have become a bit paralyzed. And this, you know, this paralysis can happen because of many reasons. So maybe there's a fear of failure. There's a fear of perhaps even success. Some people have a fear of success, but a fear of failure is most common. And what that fear of failure does is that it paralyzes you. It doesn't allow you to move forward and actually do what you need to do. There's maybe this fear of getting started, a fear of being wrong, just fears, you know, fears that have kind of paralyzed you. And so you know what you want to do. You know how you want to do it. You know that the technology is there to actually make it happen. You know you have the right funding to do it, but you don't do it. Perhaps you've told yourself, you know, I'm going to be exhausted by, you know, I'm not going to be able to follow through on it. So there's maybe some lies that you've created that have stopped you. So examine all of these things and understand that your urgent message right now is that your idea, whatever that may be, is fair. And it's time to fly. It's time to move forward. And it's time to really just bring about this energy of work to be able to manifest that desire, that thing that you see in your mind's eye. You know, and it's unclear whether it's, you know, financial. I feel that for some of you, this is financial. This is perhaps love. It's just the message here is for everyone. I feel that it's going to impact every area of your life. So let's go ahead and throw some tarot. I want to use the Wizard's Tarot. This tarot deck has been kind of calling to me, so I'm going to use this Wizard's Tarot for this reading. Let's go ahead and shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. And let's take a look and see. What are the messages? All right. Boy, we've got a lot of messages here. I feel that a lot of you seekers pick this group. It's always a bit challenging to do with a pick a card because it is a general reading. So you have to take what resonates, leave the rest. But there's definitely a lot of storylines that are now developing here. So a lot of you picked this group. And that's fine. Let's go ahead and dive right in. So there's a warning here. Okay. And that warning comes in the form of the Five of Pentacles. All right. This is a warning for you when it comes to actually taking action. So the message here is actually financial. It's financial and it's career oriented with this Five of Pentacles. So for some of you, there's this inability to move forward, and what it's doing is that instead of you maybe gaining, instead of you prospering, you're going back, right? You're regressing. Some of you, maybe your time is running out for an opportunity. The window's closing, you're not taking action on this. And so it's time to start taking a deliberate approach. You have to move forward. Even if it's a small step, doesn't matter. It's a step. But some of you are taking no steps or taking steps backwards. And so what this will lead you to is this energy of just complete chaos and ruin. You don't want this. All right, you do not want this. So there's this energy as well for some of you of the star kind of leading you down this path to prosperity. Some of you are actually walking in that step. So not all of you are paralyzed or going backwards. Some of you are actually taking that effort and taking that approach, and you're moving forward and you're doing the right thing. And so Spirit is kind of coming through here and telling you, hey, you're in the right path. Just keep moving forward. Keep doing what you know that you are doing, right? You've got this star energy. And also, this is a promise from Spirit that, hey, I've got your back, all right? I'm going to keep helping you. I'm going to keep showing you the way. The star is an energy of showing the way. It's an energy that just comes and hugs you and tells you everything is going to be okay. This is the wells of just, I would say, just serenity, being at peace with where you are right now and what you've become. So for some of you, the message is not as drastic. When I look at that Five of Pentacles, right? And I do see some of you paralyzed. For others, you're moving in the right direction. You're doing what you need to do, all right? You've actually taken action. And so congratulations on that. You're doing what you need to do. One thing that I guess if we can combine this Five of Pentacles with the star is that you're going to be, for those of you that are being like you have this paralysis and you're not moving forward, you're going to be led out of that. But you have to follow the synchronicities. You have to follow the signs. You have to follow that energy of Spirit that says, I've got you by the hand. Come with me, right? You have to take action, right? Yes needs to become a part of your vocabulary. A lot of you are saying no, 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 no. And you need to start saying yes. So it starts with this reading, right? This reading is almost like a star energy moment for you right now, group number 2. And what that star is right now telling you in this very important reading is you need to start saying yes. Somebody tells you, hey, you want to work out at the park? Yes. Hey, you want to go somewhere here, whatever? Yes. Hey, you want to go ahead and start a podcast? Yes. Hey, you want to go ahead and take you want to take the whole day to work on this important project? Yes. And so it's, for some reason, I feel like some of you are just, there's this energy of no first. Like you try and find all the reasons to say no, and then you forget about the yes, So it's important for you to let go of that. It is a very kind of limiting mentality. It's a very childish mentality, which is why you have this young Page of Swords here reversed, which it's a symbol of just not being able to rise up to a challenge, not being able to just see things clearly, but instead just being kind of fooled by this kind of childish like sense of wonder. Maybe you're expecting for something to just fall out of the sky. and then you're just going to be famous and cool and hip. It's important for you to understand where you are right now, right? It's important for you to understand that you need to put in the work, you need to put in the effort. You will be led to these waters of just fruitfulness and tranquility, and you will have this energy of respite, right? But work needs to take place, right? You have to ready the field in order for the crop for you to have that yield. So the next thing that I'm noticing here is that there might be some influences in your life that you need to be very careful with, okay? I feel that a lot of you have this grand idea, right? And that is the essence of this reading, right? That is like the foundation of this reading. You have a wonderful idea, you want to make it happen, but there are limitations. There's a blockage in your way that's kind of keeping you there, right? And I'm seeing these kind of young energies around you. For some of you, it could be children. These children might be just unfortunately impacting your ability to fully commit to what you want. And so that is very difficult, absolutely. So you're being asked to work smart, work around it as best you can. And then for others, I'm just seeing just negative influences, right? It's like you shared what you want to do with people because this is who you are. You are a beautiful, loving person, right? Your energy is this energy of this beautiful woman here, and you can see in her eyes she's inviting. She wants to share. She wants to talk. She wants to just hug everyone, right? There's an energy of just openness to her. The problem with people like that is that sometimes you run into some of the darker parts of our human existence with certain people that you've trusted. And so not everyone wants your success. And some people, even though they may seem nice or they may seem like they care, really what they're doing is they're just kind of using you. To speak ill of you, another to essentially just try and sabotage your plans because they don't want you to prosper, right? They don't want you to be ahead of them. They don't want to have to confront the reality that, hey, I'm a failure because this person is outshining me, right? Or this person is doing the same, but she's getting ahead or he's getting ahead a little quicker than me. What am I doing wrong? So they don't want to come to the reality that maybe they're doing something wrong or maybe they're lacking in any way. And so what they end up doing is that any person that's around them that shows any kind of ambition, they just kind of kneecap them. They try and break their knees, right? And they try to bring that person down to their level. So some people do this in an unconscious level. Some people don't even realize that they're doing this. This is like past life trauma, past life events that it's just, they're shadows that they haven't even dealt with. It manifests as soon as they see it. They don't even know why they're doing it. Sometimes they do it, they forget that they ever even did it. And so when you confront them, they have nothing to tell you. They're always innocent because they don't know, they can't see the error of their ways. So for some of you, you need to find out who is sabotaging you. For some of you, it's this young kind of energy, young people, they're not very intelligent. This person, Page of Swords reversed, obviously talks about the mind, intelligence. So this person perhaps lacks, an understanding and intelligence, essentially is what the Page of Swords is trying to tell you. And also the Page of Swords reverse is a manipulative person, a trickster, someone that is actively perhaps trying to deceive you. So be very careful with the energies that you have around you. Be very careful with the energies that you share your plans with, because there's a lot of people out there that are going to try and kneecap you because they want to essentially just put you down to their level. You can't excel further than them. And that is unfortunately the crude reality of our existence, but it's something that we deal with. Now, the King of Swords kind of paints another picture. The King of Swords tells us a different story. So with the King of Swords, for some of you, there are older people, wise people around you that want to assist you and help you. These are mentors, these are guides, these are people who have walked through the same thing that you're trying to walk through. And so you're being asked to pursue these people. Tell them what you want to do. Perhaps even if they have a course that they're selling, buy that course. If they have a YouTube channel, follow the YouTube channel. follow what they are doing for results. We live in a beautiful age, beautiful times that we live in. Just beautiful. We can gain understanding by simply having an internet connection, right? So an internet connection will connect you to the world, will connect you to the source of our knowledge and understanding is in the internet. So perhaps there's people out there that you're going to learn from, people that are more advanced. This is, in the areas of maybe career, finances, things that you're trying to do, create, bring into existence. Obviously, we are, as a society, moving away from the worker, right? The worker always suffers, but we're moving towards an age of entrepreneurship, content creation. And so I think a lot of you are trying to create something. You have an idea to create, and that is going to be your best opportunity and resource in the future, because that's where we're headed. Automation is taking away most jobs. AI is coming, and it's coming hard. So the worker will always suffer, even right now with most of the workers that we have in the workforce, most of them are just working to program the AI. They're just programming this supercomputer that's essentially being programmed to replace them. So the worker is losing every single day. And so perhaps it's time to have a grander vision, right? It's another thing. And I think that a lot of you have that grand vision, that grand understanding of what you want. So it's time to take steps. A lot of you, and then again, a lot of people pick this group. All right, a lot of people, because there's so many different storylines here. And then for others, when we put this King of Swords and this Page of Swords together, one upright, one reversed, it's like you're kind of stuck in this energy of not wanting to put in the effort to learn more. But at the same time, you are taking some kind of like approach to it. So it's like you're doing the right thing by following it. You're doing the right thing by pursuing it. Perhaps you're saving money so that you can invest, or perhaps you're doing something right at this moment. Maybe if you want to start a fitness channel, you're getting fit. If you want to start some kind of podcast, you're working on actually setting your brand. So you're doing something, but you're being told here that it's not complete, right? Maybe there's a lack of reading. There's a lack of studying. There's a lack of following a mentor. There's a lack of actually listening to the advice of other people. You have to be able to walk down the same path and roads that other people walk through. This is kind of the only way that you're going to be able to grow. And then, once you understand what the foundation is and what is the foundation that other people have laid, once you understand that foundation, then you're able to kind of build on top of that foundation and put in your own ideas and your own spin and your own twist for optimal success. All right, so let's go ahead and throw some Heaven and Earth cards. I don't use this deck. I gotta be honest with you, Seekers. It's dark. The moment that I got it, I just felt like there's like a little like a bit of darkness that comes out of this, and it is grayish and white and black, but I just felt that energy, and for some reason I felt like it's perfect for shadow work. Like this deck is just excellent for shadow work. Anyways, let me not get too romantic about this deck. This reading is about you. I guess I'll do another video in the future talking about my collection of decks and what I feel about them. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and throw two of these cards, and we're going to see maybe what shadows are lurking, right? So that you can grow, expand, and get to where you need to get to. Let's take a look. Ooh, okay. All right, so you've got here the Knight of Cups. That's interesting. So the Knight of Cups is here to essentially tell you that, for some reason you have become a bit nihilistic. This is a shadow, so obviously the Knight of Cups is someone who knows who they are. They're filled with love for themselves, love for what they're doing, love for what they're going to do. This is the knight that says, I'm going to be prosperous, right? This is the knight that just walks very slowly in the direction that they want to go in. Because there's this sense of like emotional stability. This knight has won battles. Perhaps this knight has also lost some battles. And there's a sense of like, being upset. The fact that this is a shadow side, perhaps you are just reminiscing a bit too much on those past battles. There's a sense of like, I don't want to go through that pain again. I don't want to go through this emotional roller coaster. I just want stability. So you don't want to face this problem on, this situation on, because you don't want any more experiences. So you're protecting against that darkness. You're protecting against life, really, because life is both light and dark. You can't have, you can't be great without going through the darkness, because the darkness kind of molds you, it shapes you. And then the light is just, it exemplifies you. It puts you in front of the world for you. And that's where you are essentially being shown, right? That's the light. That surrounds you. Everyone can see that you have gone through that darkness and you've come out on the other end of it successfully. And now you stand here in the light, ready to tell us how that darkness was. And so maybe for some of you, there's this fear of going through that darkness, And so what ends up happening is that you're scared of losing. You're scared of losing, number one, money. You've got the Ace of Pentacles, so money is an issue for you. For some of you, this money can just be like, you don't want to lose your money. You don't want to lose your resources. You don't want to spend your time doing the wrong thing. You just don't want to spend any resources. Resources also, your time is your ultimate resource, right? Your time is extremely valuable. You don't want to spend that. Maybe you think that you are not going to be successful, so why would I spend all this time and effort? But every time you take a step forward in your dreams, you learn something new. So every single time you do that, if you repeat it again and again and again every single day, you are a different person the following day. You've taken a new step forward. You are a completely different individual. Even though you don't feel it, even though you're in the same body, you are a different person. Something has been added to you. So it's important to move forward, right? Don't have this energy of I'm not going to move forward. I'm not I'm not going to be successful. I'm going to screw this up. Perhaps that's a lot. I feel a lot of you have that mentality. It's like, I'm going to screw this up. Financially, I'm going to screw this up. I'm going to be, this is not going to work out. A lot of you are telling yourselves that. You have to get away from that mentality because it's not going to serve you right. It's going to keep you where you are. And the future looks bright. All right, the future looks bright for you. Just follow the synchronicities, follow the steps, follow the mentors, follow the people that actually want to help you move forward so that you can have that success in that place that you've envisioned in your mind's eye. All right, so let's go ahead and start with these mini cards. I think I've collected like 10 of these, honestly, but I love them, so I'm going to bring them to you guys. This is one of the newer ones. This is from the Wish, not Witch, but Wishcraft. Let's see what the Wishcraft has to tell you today, or wants to tell you today. Let's go ahead and shuffle. All right, so there is an art, or a little piece, like a little photo attached to every single one of these, and this is yours. All right, so you got a little girl here just kind of looking out and blowing some bubbles, and the message is bubble power. My wishes float easily out into the world. Beautiful. So this is something that you can tell yourselves in the morning, right? This is something that you can just try and just repeat over and over again. My wishes float easily out into the world. That needs to be your new mindset. So you need to get away from this energy here of I'm not capable, I'm not able, I don't have the resources, I don't have the time, I don't have the energy, I don't have blah, 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 blah. I don't have. I'm fearful, perhaps I'm not going to be successful. This energy, right? How can you get away from this? Anytime you feel like you're not going to be successful, repeat this to yourself. My wishes float easily out into the world. Because this is essentially the message that your spirit guides have for you. This is what you are going to do. This is what you're destined to manifest into your life. Your wishes are going to float easily. All right. And the fact that it's out into the world, it's like you're going to be able to create something beautiful for just all of society to look at and say, wow, that's beautiful. All right, so let's go ahead and keep the mini cards coming. We're gonna go ahead and throw a Forest Fae. This is another new little mini deck, the Forest Fae. Whoops. I love these. Let's go ahead and see. We're gonna throw 2 of these. Let's see what the message here is from the Forest Faes. All right, I am putting the cards away. Now we're going to go ahead and reveal these 2 here. All right, so the first one is the Forest Sister. Interesting. So you've got here the Forest Sister, and her message is, the moon shines brightest after the storm. Wow. The moon shines brightest after the storm. That is a beautiful message. So essentially, you've got here moon symbolism. And what the real message here is that you're going through that storm right now. All right. You're going through this. Some of you are going through this 5 of Pentacles energy. The fact that perhaps there's an idea, but you just can't get it. You're trying to manifest it. It's not coming together. There's a desire for you to accomplish this feat, but you just can't do it. So you're getting a message here from the Forest Phase, and their message is, the moon shines brightest after the storm. So you're going to get through this storm. You're going to get through this darkness. You're going to make it to that light, and that light will be magnificent. You're going to be able to enjoy it more because of the darkness that you are right now seeing and going through. So don't give up. Never give up your resolution. All right, so let's go ahead and reveal the other card. Oh, Mandrake Spirit. Look at this. So you've got here Mandrake Spirit, and the message from this Mandrake Spirit is, keep yourself rooted in the earth. Spring is coming. Dream deep. Oh boy. So obviously spring is already here. So you're being told that this is the season for you, group number 2. You're being told that this is the time to bring about this thing. Remember the advice, yes, yes, yes. Put no on the back burner for now. Say yes as much as you can to opportunities, to realities, to new mentors that perhaps want to help you. Just try and say yes. Try and find a reason to say yes as opposed to finding a reason to say no. And also keep yourself rooted in earth. The message there is that earth has everything that you need, obviously, to bring this energy into existence. And I feel like maybe some of you dreamed so much and you have so many ideas that sometimes you just can't ground yourself. You're just constantly flying up in the skies and there's no foundation to you, right? So you need some of that earth energy that's grounding, right? That just pretty much says, okay, that's a great idea. Let's go ahead and work on it and put it into practice. Let me grab you by the foot, bring you back down to earth. Let's ground you, right? So the final 2 words there are just so powerful and so important. Dream deep. Dream deep. All right. And going back to this energy right here of the Knight of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles as being a part of your shadow side, I get why you're being told to dream deep, because I think that some of you, even though you have this great idea, you have this desire, you have this gift for actually bringing this forward, you're telling yourself that you're not capable of it. Or maybe you are shortchanging yourself by just, putting yourself down, thinking that things are not going to happen or manifest or come into existence for you. And so it's crippling. It's very crippling. You just have to dream bigger. All right? Ask yourself what you want and see the greatest version of that thing, because it will happen for you. All right, so let's go ahead and keep these mini cards going. We're going to throw now some Moon Magic mini cards by Stacey DeMarco. So let's go ahead and open, shuffle, and throw. All right, here we are. Ooh, this one's a nice one. So this one also comes with a bit of artwork. here in the back of the card. Every single card has their own little bit of artwork. This one's very pretty here. So let's see what the message here is. I have a balanced relationship with time. I use time well. Moon God Money. All right, so this is another kind of affirmation, right? And it's also an understanding of where you are and what you are going to accomplish. So we were, the last thing that I said before I threw this card was, you will accomplish that thing. You will have that thing. And so it's so beautiful that we got this card, because this is essentially a confirmation, right? That yes, it is going to happen. That you do have this balanced approach, that things will manifest for you, and that you are using and that you are going to use your time well. And so time is everything. Time is our existence. Time is the reality that we live through on an everyday basis. We all have a time limit. And so what you are going to do with your time is you're going to bring prosperity to your life. You're going to bring prosperity to other people's lives. And it's important for you to have a grander vision. A lot of you don't have that grander vision. It's very measly. It's like, for some reason, there's this sense of like trying to settle for something. Maybe there's this desire to do something truly phenomenal, but you don't see yourself doing it. You don't see yourself capable of doing it. Sometimes that can come from your upbringing, people that have not motivated you enough. It can come from toxic family members that have constantly put you down, even toxic friends, toxic relationships. And so it ends up manifesting in you not loving yourself, and you not respecting yourself, and you not respecting or loving your ideas and what you want to put forth into the world. And so it's important to have a balanced approach. And this is going to be part of your great undertaking and a part of your great journey and just your success in this world. Finding a balanced approach to everything, relationships, with yourself, with your time. And so once you do that, I feel that whatever this great vision is, this great idea, it's going to be made easily for you, or you're just going to be able to excel in so many different areas. All right, so let's keep these little mini cards going. We're going to throw 2 more mini cards. Let's go ahead and do the Whispering Woods mini cards. Let's see what the Whispering Woods want to whisper to us. All right, so this one doesn't have any artwork behind it, but we do have a message here, and the message is path. Oh, okay. So, path. Wander on the path less traveled. What you find might surprise you. Oh boy. Beautiful. And it's hilarious that you got this card in this reading, because one of the messages that I saw, or one of the things that I'm seeing in this reading for you, is that you have this desire to maybe expand your horizons. So some of you maybe are working in a job, and I feel like maybe you're just not happy there. So you want something greater. And one of the messages in this reading was trying to adapt to where you're going, right? AI taking over. Unfortunately, automation just becoming a problem for a lot of people. And the era of the content creator coming into existence in a not too distant future, and how you can be a part of that. So maybe perhaps your idea and your desire is rooted in that. That is at this moment a path less traveled. The path of entrepreneurship is the path less traveled. For some, for others, there's this desire to perhaps just reach fulfillment in some area, and I keep saying career and I keep saying dreams, because I feel like maybe, this is financial in nature, this reading. I feel like this is career oriented. I feel like this is purpose driven. Like, what is my purpose? Why am I here? I feel like that is just the foundation of this reading, right? Every card is kind of leaning towards that. So for you, for the people that are perhaps thinking, what should I do? You know, I do know that I want this, but I don't know exactly what it is. The message there is to examine what people are not doing and working on that, right? And it takes, again, going all the way back to the beginning of the reading, it takes research, okay? It takes reading. It takes understanding. You know, it takes mentorship. You might not get this in a university. You might not get this in a college setting. All right, let's be honest. These institutions, they create workers, right? So you might have to get this entrepreneurship ideas from just examining everything, right? From just reading as much as you can about business. Reading as much as you can about where we're going, reading as much as you can about people that have been there, right? Books of people that have actually accomplished something that you know that they've accomplished this. What are they saying? And maybe building on that. So, interesting. Let's go ahead and throw a Starseed card. Yes, for all my beautiful Starseeds out there, we're going to go ahead and throw a Starseeds mini for you. All my beautiful light workers. Shining that light. Yay, yay. Let's see. See what we got. All right. So the Starseeds also have a little bit of artwork. So this is the artwork attached to your card. And the message. No. The message. Take 2. Release. Release anything that keeps you from your path of authenticity. Oh boy. Oh boy. So we're like, these cards are, now we're just like almost like in recap mode, right? Because we've been already talking about all of this. So I don't want to have to recap everything right now. This is essentially what we've been talking about, right? Letting go of energies that are not serving you. In the beginning, we've examined, you know, people that might be hindering you, taking from your energy. You know, we talked about that. We talked about toxic relationships and how they might be impacting you more than you know. So be very careful with that. You now have an oracle card shining light on that. So be very careful. All right, let's go ahead and throw another oracle deck. This one is the Gratitude Oracle. It's one of the newer decks. Let me show you the box. I've been showing you Seekers of Boxes. I have no idea why. I just want to show you the boxes so you know which deck I'm using. But this is one of the newer decks, the Gratitude Oracle. So we're just going to throw one card. And let's see what your card is and what we can intuitively pick up from this Oracle card. All right. So this is it right here. The message is memories. Oh, wow. And you've got a very beautiful, just beautiful illustration of these memories, right? You even got a Christmas tree, beautiful, I guess, grandmother kind of figure, you know, and you and your inner child just dancing around that Christmas tree, celebrating in happy moments. So, man, this card is just so... It's beautiful, and there's like this energy of like, think about what you wanted when you were a child, right? Like, what did you want? What did you want to bring into the world? What did you want to create, right? What did that child dream of and really want and really desired? And perhaps examine when was that taken away. And so perhaps it's time to talk to that child archetype inside of you. That child is still in there. Check in with that child and ask that child, how are they? What is it that they want? Talk to that child inside of you. Examine those memories. Think back to a time when things were perfect and beautiful, and there weren't any troubles in the world, what that felt like. Perhaps for some of you, there's a key moment there that's going to help you with whatever it is that you are facing at this current moment. All right? So let's go ahead. Now that we're in this kind of like memories kind of energy here, we're going to go ahead and throw a Shaman's Dream Oracle card. I'm going to show you the box. Now that I've started this trend, now I have to like keep doing it. So the Shaman's Dream Oracle, right? This is the box associated with that deck. And we're going to go ahead and throw just one card. This is one of the newer Oracle decks. And we're going to examine some of these memories and see exactly what they mean and why you're having them. And why you're being asked to potentially examine it further and to speak to that child. So Dream Oracle, what's going on here? Oh. Okay. So you have got Winter's Dreaming, and that's a pretty powerful card. You know, essentially that's the card of sanctuary and just like, you know, conscious awareness. So it's an interesting card. Let's look at this. Look at this a little closer. The Winter's Dream is a summons to go within. Okay, that is essentially what this card is. Your life force longs to turn inward, like just the sap of trees returning to the roots. So you're being asked here, group number 2, to cast your gaze towards the deep and hidden places in your heart, and then come to rest again in that sanctuary safely. So it's important for you to not fall asleep. This is not a hibernation. It's important for you to examine, okay? Take your quiet, wakeful nature with you into stillness and know that you are replenishing your life force. And yeah, I mean, this is definitely an energy here of just being able to see clearly and examining why you perhaps have some of these fears, right? Why do you have this rejection? Why do you have this lack of maybe love for yourself? Why is this even showing up as a shadow, right? And unfortunately, this leads to the Ace of Pentacles, which is you not having your resources or not seeing the value of who you are in your work. So it's time to examine your memories a little closer. And that might be scary, okay? But don't get lost in that examination. Learn from it, come out of it, and then start working. Weave your destiny. All right, so that is all I see here. I want to thank you so much for watching group number 2. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Subscribe. I will be creating many more pick a card tarot readings just like this one. So subscribe. Give this video a like. And also, if you are interested in a private reading with me, I am offering those at this moment. The way to get that private reading is through Etsy. So I'm going to put a link in the description so that you can go to the Etsy store and place your orders with me. Looking forward to it. I've worked with many seekers. I've received many reviews. So far, I've got a 5-star rating. I'm very, very happy about that, and I'm happy that I've been able to help so many people. And just, the benefit of a private reading is that the message is tailored to you. Sometimes with these readings, there's just so many different storylines developing that it could, it could be exhausting just trying to intuitively pick up on what is for you and then leaving the rest. So with a private reading, we kind of cut right through that. The message is tailored to you and your energies alone. So that's the benefit. Let me know, seekers, if you have any questions. I want to hear from you, seekers. I want you to write what essentially you would like to see me change in this channel below. If you have any pick a card tarot reading ideas, I want to hear what those ideas are. So make sure to leave a comment down below with those ideas. Any constructive criticism, I am open to everything. I want to know how I can make this experience better for you, seekers. Also, if you are reading through the comments and you happen to see someone suggest something or have an idea that potentially you like, make sure to give that a like, because it helps. It helps knowing that multiple people are interested in that happening. So, give other people's comments likes too. It helps me be able to figure out what you seekers truly want, right? Sometimes it's difficult because, someone might leave a comment saying, okay, I want you to stop using less decks. Why do you use so many decks? And it's like, well, it's a card reading. So I use a lot of decks. But, obviously, it's only one person out of thousands. So I want to know if you are interested in a certain something and you see that someone has already written it, give it a like, and that way I can know that you like that idea, and I'll be able to capitalize on it. So, Thank you, Seekers. Thank you for your love. Thank you for so much. You've given me so much, and I am very thankful for it. Thank you. I hope everyone has a wonderful day or night wherever you are. Bye-bye. Welcome, group number 3. Welcome. All right. So before we get started, group number 3, I want to remind you to subscribe to this channel. I will be creating many more pick a card tarot readings very soon, so subscribe. Also, don't forget to give this video a like as well. And if you're interested in booking a private reading with me, you'd have to go through my Etsy store. The link to that Etsy store is going to be in the description below. All right, Seekers. So you picked this beautiful blue door, which honestly, it calls my attention a lot too. So I can see why you picked it. And we also have another oracle card here. And this oracle card is from the Through the Eyes of the Soul. Here's the box. I've been showing the boxes of the oracle cards that I'm using because they're new, and I want you to know exactly where these cards are coming from, these readings are coming from. So Through the Eyes of the Soul is the oracle deck. Let's go ahead and reveal them. We'll start with your beautiful door. All right. Let's go ahead and walk through that gorgeous, gorgeous door. Whoops. Here we go. Secret sketches. Wander and seek the familiar and friendly kind. Draw memories and sketches for others to find. All right. And let's go ahead and take a look and see what's behind Through the Eyes of the Soul. Oh, my. You've got here, follow your heart. And you've got an image of two people coming together. This is very beautiful, kind of soulmate connection here. Follow your heart. Wow. Secret sketches. All right. So, the message here with these two cards, group number 3, is that I feel like there's going to be a new relationship coming into your life. And so maybe some of you have been overthinking it too much. I think that maybe some of you have this true desire for this new relationship, new partnership to come into existence really quickly. And what I am seeing here is almost an indication of what you should be doing at this time, almost to prepare yourself for this connection. And what you should be doing is to seek the familiar. So, if you are someone who perhaps have decided to completely recreate yourself, right? And maybe you're going to new places and perhaps you're going to completely new, I would say, locations. Maybe it's time to visit the old familiar, old friendly ones. There's something to examine or something beautiful about where you were before. So examine what has changed about you. Examine what new energies you've been allowing into your life. And then also examine and kind of compare and contrast between the old energies that were with you and see exactly how much better those old familiar energies were than these new ones. So this can be just with anyone. This can be with people, friends, people that you are choosing to be around. This can be with places, but there's definitely something to actually examine within these past relationships or these past locations. I just feel like, for some of you it's people, right? But for others it's actual places. Even things, material items. So let's go ahead and throw some cards. Let's see what the cards are going to reveal to us. We're going to start with the Wizard's Tarot. The Wizard's Tarot has been calling me for a long time, so I'm going to go ahead and use it in this deck. In this tarot reading. So we're going to go ahead and shuffle. Shuffle, 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 shuffle. And let's see what energies we can uncover here. All right. So you've got some pretty intense energies here. All right, so let's examine them. Let's talk about them one by one. So, Seven of Cups reversed, Ten of Swords reversed, the World upright, and the Hermit upright. And so, both the major arcanas are upright. And I feel like these major arcanas are essentially telling you that you are at a point in your life right now, group number 3, where what the decisions that you make right now will impact you very, very, very profoundly. Okay? You are almost at a crossroads at this moment. This is very, very important. And so some of you, I feel, are perhaps making the wrong decisions. You've made the wrong decisions, and so unfortunately, the decisions that you are making in your life right now will lead you towards the same. Nothing will change. Nothing will, unfortunately, be brought into your reality that's any different from where you are right now. I'm not saying that's a terrible thing, but I feel that a lot of you have this desire for something better. And unfortunately, with the things that you are doing right now, you're not going to obtain that thing that is better. And so the cards are kind of leading you. They want to lead you to a path where you're able to manifest what it is that you want. So we'll take it card by card. So how do I know that you are at this moment not making the right decision? So I see it in this Seven of Cups, right? So you've got this energy here of, I have so many options. Which one do I pick, right? Like this wizard is looking at his wall and he's saying, man, these look really beautiful. Which one is mine? Which one do I pick? What path do I take? The fact that it's reversed immediately for me just tells me that the cup that you are picking, unfortunately, is not going to assist you. And so how will that cup that is not assisting you manifest in your life? Well, you've got the Ten of Swords. And the Ten of Swords is a scary card because this is the end of the Ten of Swords, and this is the final suit, and it's almost like, there's this energy of like death, right? There's this energy of just being backstabbed. There's an energy of just everything ending. But ultimately, sometimes these endings can be good, right? Sometimes you need to change. You need to evolve. The phoenix needs to catch on fire so it can be burned and be rebirthed from the ashes. And so perhaps you are in one of those phoenix moments where you need to actually go through the process of rebirth. And this can be in a very important area of your life. I feel that it might be with your relationships. For some of you, maybe there's someone in your life who you need to let go of to make space for someone else. For others, you are just waiting to find this connection. And so you need to let go of something in your life right now to make this connection easier to come into your life, right? So the Ten of Swords reversed promises you that nothing will change. If, that's the problem with the Seven of Cups here. You're picking a cup that's not right for you, and the promise is that nothing will change. You will just remain where you are right now. And ultimately, that's going to lead you towards a path of not feeling happy with yourself. You're not going to be happy with yourself. And so, you've got here the World. And so this is like you coming out and receiving exactly what you want. This is you reaching the end, right? And it's you reaching the end with everything that you've wanted in your life. You attracting and manifesting like a champion. You obtaining exactly what you put out. You're getting it back, right? And you're getting it back in droves. So it's the card of success. It's the card of completion. It's the card of reaching an end successfully. This World card is what you are seeking, and I feel in many ways it's what your spirit guides and spirit are trying to lead you to. Now, in order for you to make the right decision in your life, it's important that you take on this hermit energy, okay? Hermit energy is the kind of energy that just gets away from the chaotic world. Sometimes we have so many people around us, so many energies around us, and they all expect something. They all want something. There's very few people, very few energies that would allow you to be around them without them actually taking something from you, whatever that may be. It can be as simple as your attention, even just your love, right, and comprehension. But for some reason here, you're being told that every single bit of energy and attention that you can muster to give, you have to give to yourself at this moment. So you have to go into your hermit crab energy. You have to go inside yourself. You have to go off into a place that this could be perhaps a destination that brings you peace. This can be a location that brings you peace. Perhaps you're being told to go to the right people as well. We do have here this energy of follow your heart. So what that means is that the message is not exactly 100% clear as to where your heart is going to take you, right? It's like, I personally, it's hard to be able to tell you exactly what your heart is feeling at this moment, even though that is what this reading is seeking to do, because there's so many people watching this. So this is a general kind of reading, but that's why this card is so important. Follow your heart. So it's time to ask the question, group number 3, what is in your heart that you truly want and desire? And so, there's a process to you reaching them. And so, like the hermit traveling and trying to find the answers, you must travel and try to find these answers. And so perhaps some of you are settling for something. You're settling for a situation. You're settling for a person. You're settling for an experience. And perhaps there's a fear, right? There's a fear of loneliness. There's a fear of regret. There's a fear of failure. There's a fear. And so you've kind of kept yourself in the same place for too long, knowing in your heart, knowing full well inside of you, this is not the place I want to be. All right. So it's time to take that hermit energy, go into that energy and think very deeply. Why have I allowed for me to be here for this long? If this is not what I want for myself, this is not what I've asked, this is not what I've tried to manifest, this is not where I want to be, why am I still here right now? And so the hermit energy is asking you to examine this. It's asking you to take just steps forward towards your development. And it starts by asking the right questions. Group number 3. All right, so let's go ahead and throw a Heaven and Earth Tarot card. This deck is really interesting, and I don't want to talk too much about it because this is your reading, right? But it is an interesting deck. There's a weird kind of energy that comes out of it every time I touch it. And, I've shied away from using it on my pick a cards, but for some reason, I just can't help myself for this one. I have to. And with this tarot deck, I feel that there's just so many shadows, we're going to go ahead and expose those shadows. We're going to use this deck right now for some shadow work for you. So let's shuffle and see exactly what your shadows are. Group number 3. What are the shadows that are hiding, that don't want to come out? Let's go ahead and try and expose them. Oof. Okay. Yeah. All right. So, boy, you've got here some information on why perhaps you are where you are right now. So, you've got this card of the Two of Wands, right? Which is the planner. This is the card of the person that's trying to plan. That's trying to bring something into existence. And you've got them reversed, right? And the key word attached to this card is Dominion. Dominion. And so what ends up happening when this is a shadow is that you don't trust yourself. Group number 3. You do not trust yourself. You don't trust the decisions that you're making. You don't trust the decisions that you've made. You don't trust that you're making the right decision right now. And it's a little bit, I feel a little bit upset that, the reading started with, you're making the wrong decision, right? because that's actually a huge shadow in your life. So, it's interesting. It's almost like if you're manifesting what you don't want, okay? You're bringing into existence the energies that you're trying to stay away from. So your biggest fear is to be wrong. One of your biggest shadows, one of your biggest unknowns is to essentially plan something out and it not working out, right? That was lightning, by the way. Interesting. So, the fact that you've got this energy of like, I don't feel like I'm right. I don't feel like I've made the right decisions before. I don't feel like I'm doing the right thing right now. It kind of like takes you towards this other shadow right here, which is the inability to release yourself and to go with the flow of life. You're having trouble saying no to people. Perhaps you say yes too much. You're having trouble just kind of inviting the energy of, okay, it's over. Okay, I need to move on. It's almost like if you are maybe fearful to lose what you have because perhaps you've been told by people, perhaps this is something that has come from your upbringing. The fact that you have been perhaps even abused to some extent, where you've been told that you unfortunately are not doing the right thing, or perhaps you're a failure, or perhaps you've been told these very hurtful things and you've believed it to the point where you're telling it to yourself. You're believing this. Maybe you look at your finances and you're like, I'm going to screw that up for sure. You look at your relationships and you say, I'm going to screw that up for sure. You look at your relationships with other people and it's like, this person's probably going to cheat on me. So there's this sense of like nihilism, darkness, negative thinking, pessimism. And so it leads into this other shadow, which is pretty chaotic right here, okay? This is definitely something that you need to address very carefully and very diligently, because it can literally kill you, right? And this is anxiety, like some very deep anxiety, to the point that it affects your body, it affects your mind, it affects you completely. So there's anxiety issues. I think some of you, perhaps, if you've gone to the doctor, maybe you've been told that you suffer from anxiety. And so the fact that you've got this card reversed, it's not good, because you're essentially living in some kind of like reality where you're telling yourself that you are dangerous. That's what you're telling yourself. The decisions that you make are dangerous. And so you need to be very careful, because you're going to make the wrong choice. And if you make the wrong choice, that might be it. And you are actually manifesting this. Group number 3. You're manifesting the wrong decision making. You're manifesting the actual anxiety that follows that. And that anxiety is a killer. It is a killer of people. Like, this anxiety kills, right? So you're manifesting your deepest fears. Okay? And it's like, it's important for you to reverse this immediately. The first step is to come to the understanding that you are doing it, that you don't trust in yourself, that you don't trust in the decisions that you're making, that you don't trust in the decisions that you've made, that you're fearful of making the wrong choice, so sometimes you don't even make it. And so you risk staying in the same place with the same energies. We go right back to the main card, all right? Right back to it. Follow your heart. I'm going to repeat that again. Follow your heart. And so what that means is you need to listen to your intuition as well. You need to listen to that intuition. And so when you make a decision, right, that first initial step, that first initial intuitive nature, or that intuitive energy that you feel, you need to follow that. You need to be able to follow that and not second guess yourself, and not allow for these energies of, I'm not capable, I'm not going to make the right choices, I'm making the wrong ones right now. You have to be able to kind of block that off, because it's leading to anxiety. All right, this is easier said than done. You know, this is why these shadows are so they're pervasive. I mean, these shadows are they're harsh. These are some very hard things to actually overcome. You know, this isn't an easy thing to overcome. I feel like maybe a lot of you, this is one of the reasons why you've come into this earth, right? This is one of your purposes, to overcome this. These kind of shadows, they are certain shadows that come from past life. So unfortunately, you've brought them into this new reincarnation, and now you have to kind of work through these energies. And so this is definitely, you know, an ongoing thing. You have to try your hardest to overcome this, because it's gotten to the point where you're manifesting these things. All right, it's such a problem. It's so pervasive. It's so in the here and now. It's the way that you speak. It's in the way that you sit. It's in the way that you talk. It's everything. Like, this has become you. So therefore, you're manifesting these shadows. And so you have to be able to just let go of these things, right? It starts little by little. So the Spirit is trying to help you. And the first step is to listen to your intuition. Listen to your intuition. Follow your heart. Wander and seek. And try your hardest to just draw on good memories. Memories of beauty, memories of peace, memories of when you actually made the right decision and everything turned out beautifully. And just remember that that is what life is. That is what you are destined to accomplish, so that you can get away from this darkness that has unfortunately at this moment kind of become your existence, because you've allowed it in so deeply into your life. So it's time to start asking the deep questions. It's time to start examining why you feel this way. Perhaps do more shadow work. If you are into divination, if you know how to read tarot, go ahead and take that journey of self-examination, self-discovery. Perhaps even, like, you know, read some books about not trusting yourself. You know, where did this come from? You know, it's a journey. You know, it's a process that you have to try and take. But it's worth it, because at the end of you being able to vanquish this, and, you know, we got to talk about the thing that leads to this anxiety, which is ultimately the killer. It's this lack of trust in yourself. So what has led you to that lack of trust? You have to discover that. You have to uncover that. You have to ask that question. Once you're able to answer that question, you know, you can address the anxiety. But I feel like the anxiety will go away once you start trusting in yourself, because you're going to start seeing results, right? Things are going to start shifting. You're going to start seeing this energy of success in the decisions that you make. And then little by little, you're going to be able to let go of this energy of self-doubt. And things are just going to manifest beautifully for you. You've got the World here, which is a beautiful omen of completion. And it's also a very purpose-driven card, which is why this card is the reason I'm telling you this is a past life thing. You know, this is something that ended in a past life and unfortunately was never addressed fully. You weren't able to just completely heal from this. Or maybe it was born out of your past life based on some kind of trauma. And so at the ending of that, now it's here. It's a part of this life with you now. So you have to deal with this now. But you're going to do it. This is the life where you break free of this. Okay? This is the life where you do that. All right. Let's go ahead and throw some oracle cards. We've got here the Wishcraft, not witch, but wish. It's one of the newer little mini cards. So let's go ahead and see. This is like positive affirmations. Every card has like a little message behind it. So we are going to shuffle and we're going to see what the message is. All right, so every card has a little like artwork. This one is, let me see. Not sure entirely what that is, but it is very pretty. Let's see what the message is. I am flowing with the seasons. Interesting. All right, so your positive affirmation. And this is something that you can tell yourself again and again. Whenever these doubts come, Whenever you feel like you're making the wrong decision, so you're not even going to make a decision, you're not going to decide, whenever you feel that energy, just tell yourself, I am flowing with the seasons. Okay? I am flowing with the seasons. Believe it with all your heart. It's a reminder of this reading and the energies that need to come into your life right now. All right, so we're going to go ahead and keep these little mini cards coming. Now we're going to throw two forest phase. So let's take a look and see what the forest phase have to tell you. All right, I'm putting away the cards. All right, let's go ahead and reveal the first one. Oh, you've got Strange Journey. You have got the Strange Journey card. Take control of your quest. Choose your companions wisely. Oh, wow. All right, so now we're being kind of led towards something else, a little more information, right, about where you're at and what you should be doing. And I feel that we talked about this early on, but now it's like Spirit wants to take the conversation to this. So there's people around you that perhaps don't have your best interests at heart. And I feel like with this card and everything that we've already exposed, they're leading towards your self-doubt. All right, there's people that unfortunately are very toxic, and they don't want for you to in some way, somehow excel. Because you excelling would mean a blow to that person's ego somehow. So examine the energies that are around you. Some people are perhaps acting out in very dark ways, but they don't even realize that they're doing it. It's just a part of who they are. Sometimes, there's people who, they want to break your knees, right? They want to kneecap you. Wherever you show any kind of promise, or maybe there's a moment of excitement, or you share a piece of good news or share something that you're going to do, they immediately want to try and be negative, or strategically try and bring you down to their level because they don't want you to excel in that area. And so this is unfortunately very real. You're going to run into toxic people like this all the time. I have ran into many of them, and thankfully for me, I have a bit of a gift. I can see them coming from a mile away. Like I can read people very well. But for other people, it's not as easy. It's not as easily identifiable. So it's important for you to ask the right questions, right? One of the things that you can ask is, this person, whenever I share a piece of good news with them, are they genuinely happy for me? Are they genuinely happy for me? If the answer is no, and then examine it. Also, when I share a piece of good news, do they focus on the good news, or do they immediately change the subject and start talking about something that happened to them, or maybe try and give a similar story, but that similar story is about someone they don't know or someone that you don't know? And so they just kind of go off. They don't celebrate your achievement. They don't want to focus on your goodness. They want to focus on something else. Or, is the response straight out negative, right? It's like, some people, they'll literally like spark fear in you. It's like, oh, really? You did that? Well, I heard this and this, and I heard that it can be very bad because you never know. So be very careful. And it's kind of like this like energy of like, oh, I'm helping you, but not really. They're not helping you. They just want to put fear in you, and unfortunately a lot of people do this without them even knowing. It's like it's a behavior that they've learned. And now that's how they kind of communicate. But you have to be very careful, because these kinds of people will drain you of your energy. These are energy vampires. They will take your energy and unfortunately leave you feeling like you aren't making the right decisions, right? There's people that always constantly remind you of the mistakes that you're making or that you've made. These people are terrible. Right? You don't want people around that are constantly reminding you of mistakes that you've made. Some of them even do it very covertly. Well, you remember this person, you remember, right? Don't entertain these people. Cut them off, right? Cut them off immediately. Take control of your quest. Remember, any person that you allow in your space, you've now made them a part of your quest. All right. Some people don't deserve that, right? Your quest is sacred. Some people don't deserve to be a part of your quest. So be very careful with the energies that you have around, because they don't really they don't want your they don't have your best interest at heart. They're really, some of them are just with, some of them are entertaining you, or just talking to you because they want to talk badly about you with other people, right? It's like they're just trying to get gossip from you. So don't entertain those energies. All right. So the second card is Spiny Sister. Take pride in yourself. Okay. So the Spiny Sister is here to tell you to take pride in yourself. And that's a beautiful message. And I think for some reason, I don't think that you were able to see the Spiny Sister. I want you to take a good look at her. Camera is not cooperating here, but I think that you can kind of see her. There we go. There she is. So the Spiny Sister, right? Take pride in yourself. Beautiful message from the Spiny Sister. Essentially, you know, some of you have low self-esteem, right? Some of you, you don't trust yourself because of your self-esteem issues. And this stems from this inability to see the greatness inside of you, the beauty inside of you, the fact that you are a magnificent person and that you are special in many ways. You don't see that. You don't see when you look in the mirror, you don't see that greatness. You don't see that great person. And so it's time for you to start seeing that. Take pride in yourself, group number 3. All right, no one else is going to do that for you. All right, so we're going to continue with these mini cards. Now we're going to go ahead and reveal the Moon Magic messages. So let's go ahead and shuffle. These have their own unique artwork behind the cards, so we're going to go ahead and reveal that. All right, so we've got a card here. I'm putting away. There we go. And here we are. So this is the artwork associated with the card that we drew. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And the message is, whoops, like Butterfinger today. I am ready for something bigger, better, and brighter. Yes. Bam, right? I mean, that's the home run right there. I am ready for something bigger, better, brighter. It's also a promise, okay? It's also a promise from your spirit guides and spirit that, hey, your destiny is truly beautiful. If you're able to pick the right road for you, if you're able to correct it by following your heart and listening to your intuition and cutting off the people that you need to cut off, bigger, better, and brighter things are coming. More beautiful things are coming. Be ready for it. All right? Be ready for that something, because it is truly beautiful. And so we have right on top the message that you need to keep reminding yourself of, right? I am flowing with the seasons. And so if you want to go ahead and say that together, go ahead and do it. I am flowing with the seasons. I am ready for something bigger, better, brighter. I mean, they go together, right? These two cards, even though they're two separate decks completely, they just go together so beautifully. My goodness. So yes, you know, say it, believe it. You're flowing, and things are going to get much better for you. So let's go ahead and keep the minis going. I've got a collection of mini cards. Don't judge me. All right, I buy what I buy, but I like using them for all my readings. So we're going to keep these mini cards coming. Whispering Woods mini deck. Let's take a look and see what we get from the Whispering Woods. We're going to shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Here we are. Cleanse. All right. So you've got here a message of cleansing, okay? So wash your weary spirit clean and take a walk in the wooded glades. Cleanse. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, you know, I told you before, this is not going to be a very easy process, right? Like there's definitely an energy of step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. We don't know how many steps, but there are steps. And so, you know, it's not one of those things where you can just come to the realization of and then change immediately, right? With the snap of your fingers. It takes a little time, and definitely it's going to be something, it's a big undertaking, and it's going to be something very transformative. So, how you start. one of the first steps is going through your cleanse. There's healing energy in nature, right? So how do you wash your spirit clean? Well, you can go and maybe seek it from nature. Go through to a body of water by yourself, right? When you're in this hermit energy is very, very alone, just trying to figure things out. Take a journal with you. Take a piece of notebook, paper, and a pen. Go to a body of water that's very secluded. Go to maybe the woods, or some place where maybe you used to go to when you were a child or younger. Just a place that's away from people, and really write down your thoughts there. And as you're writing, listen to the sounds around you. Listen to the healing energies of Earth, Mother Earth. And so this is a part of that cleansing process. This is going to help you a lot. For some of you, it can be as easy as just having that alone time by just taking a nice, beautiful black bath, right? Filling it up, putting some Epsom salt, just really relaxing, right, for as long as you need to, and then journaling and just really trying to find a way to release this energy of self-doubt. Right? And remember your affirmation messages. All right. So let's go ahead and reveal your star seed little mini cards. This is the last little mini cards that I'm going to go ahead and reveal. I promise you, this is for all my light workers out there, my star seeds. Let's go ahead and take a look and see what message we get for you guys. Aha, you've got here a message of guidance. All right. Guidance is the word. You are not alone. You are guided by masters and teachers of the highest realms. Oh my, group number 3. So, powerful message. So, you're being essentially told here, like, you're not going to do this alone, all right? Yes, it's going to be tough. Yes, there's going to be a little bit of struggle, and perhaps it's going to seem daunting. But don't worry. You're going to have the proper guidance. All right? You're not working on your own. You have masters. You have teachers that want to assist you, that want to take you on that final step, want to show you something beautiful. And so they're going to guide you. They're going to take you by the hand. They're going to show you something truly wonderful. And it's going to impact you, all right? So be ready for that. All right, so we're going to go ahead and throw another Oracle card. This one is going to be from one of the newer Oracle decks that came out not too long ago, the Gratitude Oracle deck, right? This is from Angela Hartfield. Beautiful artwork with this deck. We're going to throw just one and see what message we get from it. And here we are. All right. Oh, boy. All right. So the message is, or the key word is perspective. Perspective. And, you have here just so much beauty going on, right? And, it's funny because we just got through talking about maybe going to nature and seeing the beauty of nature, maybe writing about that nature, maybe just, painting that nature, going to a place of healing, right? And so we have here a beautiful girl just observing the beauty of nature and just kind of thinking, right? And thinking about what's next, what should she do, what should take place in her life. But at the same time, there's this energy of just, watching the beauty of and the flow of life, which you can see in kind of the artwork here. There's an energy of just, flowing, letting go. There's an energy of transformation with the butterflies that come out of this observation and allowing yourself to flow with that energy. And so essentially what this card is telling you is that in order for you to gain perspective, you must go through this journey of self-discovery. You must answer the tough questions. You have to gain this understanding by taking this journey. All right? So let's go ahead and throw some more cards. We're going to throw a Shaman's Dream Oracle. This is another, let me show you the box for that. I've been showing the boxes I don't know, just because I want you seekers to know exactly, you know, where these Oracle decks are, who essentially, you know, illustrated them. This is from Jenna Della Groglia, the Shaman's Dream Oracle. Came out not too long ago. Alberto Villaldo as well. So this is a very powerful deck. I've been using it for all my readings. And we're going to go ahead and throw just one card to try and gain some understanding from it. Let's see what we get here. Let's see what we get here. Oh my, oh my, oh my. Look at this. So you've got quite a card here. You've got card number 15. And this is the card of the Dust Devil, right? Moving out of stagnation. So let me go ahead and bring it closer for you guys. Dust Devil. Let's see if it comes into focus for us. Yeah. Moving out of stagnation. This is the energy of embracing chaos, trusting in the process, moving out of that stagnation. The presence of this card, you know, causes a bit of a ruckus. You know, some people are afraid of this chaotic energy, believing that it comes intentionally, right? Kind of stirs things up. What you are being told with this card is essentially to embrace every energy that comes your way and just stop asking for things to be perfect. You know, things are going to be a bit awkward. Things are going to be a bit messy, conflicted, exuberant, and wild sometimes. But you must trust in the process. That is what this card is essentially telling you. Group number 3. All right. So that is what I see here. I want to thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, seekers. I will be creating many more pick a card videos very soon for you. So subscribe. Also give this video a like. Hit the notification bell. And if you are interested in a private reading with me, go ahead and visit my Etsy store. You'd have to go through that Etsy store to purchase a private reading. The link is going to be in the description below, so that you can book a private reading. You can also view, you know, the reviews that I've received. I've received many of them. So far, I've got a 5-star review. Very happy about that. Thank you to the people that have placed those orders. I'm glad that you've received, you know, the benefit of a private reading is that the message is tailored to you and your energies alone. Many times when we do a pick a card, you know, the messages are so hard to pick up on, or maybe not everything resonates because the energies just aren't aligned with yours, right? It's not a tailored message. And so you have to kind of take what resonates, leave the rest. With a private reading, we cut through that. The message is tailored to you. So thank you, seekers. Let me know what you thought about this reading. I want to know from you, seekers. Leave a comment down below. Let me know if you have any pick a card tarot reading ideas in the comment section, because any ideas that you have, I will add them to my queue and you will see them on this channel at some point. Also, if you notice someone that leaving an idea in the comment section and you like that idea, give them a like. That way I know that multiple people want to see that happen. Also, you know, I've gotten like comments from people saying that I use too many decks and other things, but I don't know if maybe this is something that truly kind of resonates with every single member. You know, there's thousands of subscribers, so I don't know if you agree with that. Maybe you want to see more decks, right? So let me know. Let me know by liking other people's comments. I think that the more likes they get, the easier it becomes for me to identify what should or shouldn't happen. Let me know what you thought, what you think. I want to know any constructive criticism that you have is welcomed in this channel, seekers. Thank you so much. Keep in mind, I read everything that you write. So thank you so much. Bye-bye.